Hello everyone, I'm Stephen Pepper. Last night, Midland ISD's Board of Trustees unanimously voted to terminate the district's lease agreement with IDEA Public Schools for Travis Elementary, citing poor school improvements. Joining me now is IDEA CEO Dr. Jeffrey Cottrill. Doctor, before I get into your reaction to the cancellation, I want to know why IDEA entered the agreement with MISD regarding Travis Elementary in the first place.
Would have been somewhere around 2019. IDEA Travis, formerly known as Travis Elementary, as part of Midland Independent School District, was a underperforming campus for multiple years, and as was at the risk of closure due to underperformance. They had, at that point in time, 14% of students being served on grade level.
Now, since 2019, how would you say IDEA's relationship's been with the district over the years?
This is a relationship that has presented some levels of absolute benefit to our students, and yet has offered some challenges. We have two different school systems trying to work through some tough navigating of maybe different interests in how we serve. Obviously, different school systems exist and have different preferences and believe differently around what's necessary for students and their families.
Now, are you aware of the contract?
I am aware of the contract, yes.
So I assume you're aware the contract gives the district the power to terminate the lease agreement after 3 straight years of poor student outcome grades. And for the last 3 years, TA has given IDEA Travis 3 consecutive D grades. What do you say to that? I
would say that I think context matters. Context matters. As I named earlier, when we started operating and serving students and families at IDEA Travis, there was 14% of students being on grade level. Current state, that is nearly doubled. We've seen exceptional progress. We've seen moments where that progress has stalled a little bit. But what is important to note is the commitment that we had to serve our families and that community. And we've seen progress, and that progress is showing momentum. Not at the current state of performance that we would have wanted for our students. So we acknowledge that because there's work still yet to be done, and we were committed to doing that work.
So would it or would it not be fair to say that IDEA Travis was failing or is failing?
I would say that IDEA Travis has not risen to our expectations, obviously not to Midland's given their action last night, but I would say that we've got a proof of record, a record that is showing improvement. And when we take on a turnover, when there's a need and there's a turnaround type situation, such as what was Travis, it takes time. And that opportunity for that time and that progress to take hold long term, I think that we were on track to get it to where we needed to be.
And when it comes to taking time, my next question would have been, let's say hypothetically last night they chose not to terminate the partnership. What would have been IDEA's plans to raise those TA grades in Travis?
We are currently serving our students with intentional supports, meeting with our teachers, coaching the leaders, working with our families, moving the needle. And so I would suggest that we'll see where the academic rating ends up in the fall when we get the official TEA ratings. We had come to an agreement, what would have been in December with Midland Independent School District, that the performance rating of this year being a C, which was approved in their December board meeting, was essentially going to be the marker, the milestone that would make a determination whether this partnership proceeded.
So I assume you believe the partnership should not have been canceled?
I would say that as opposed to focusing on a singular decision, right now our focus is pivoted out of that place. We're refocusing our energy on how do we provide the supports and stability that our families, our students, our staff really deserve.
Now, this is what an IDEA spokesperson told us last Friday, quote, "The timing is especially concerning as it creates unnecessary disruption for students and staff during ongoing STAR testing, course exams, and end-of-year benchmarks." Do you share the same belief?
I would say that as opposed to focusing on the timing, it is timing that is what I would say probably unideal, because families have already elected into saying, I want to be served at IDEA Travis next year. 1,275 students are being served on this campus currently. There's 138 campus staff members that are employed for next year. So certainly the timing is unideal, And yet we respect the decision that Midland Independent School District has made last night. And so we moved into a place of trying to remove uncertainty, anxiety experienced, and redouble our efforts for stability and support and consistency.
And to your knowledge, what do you know about the future of those student and staff members when it comes to operating what they assume was going to be IDEA Travis for 2026-27?
I'm not familiar with what Midland Independent School District's plans are. However, what I would offer is that we are in the process of launching 2 new campuses here in Midland this year, serving as what would have been the 7th and 8th campuses in Midland, but instead, they were going to be the 6th and 7th campus that we were going to serve in Midland in Odessa. But we are launching a new campus with 2 different schools, an elementary campus and then a high school campus in Midland. What I would anticipate is our team is focused on what can we do with that facility to ensure that we can serve the students that want to continue with an IDEA education.
One of those schools opening up in Midland is IDEA Henry. It is not in partnership with MISD as an IDEA standalone school. I was at the groundbreaking for IDEA Henry, and I learned that many Travis students, since Travis doesn't offer a 12th grade to graduate, once they're completed in Travis, will then go to Henry. Now, due to this cancellation, will that path be disrupted?
I would say that Midland Independent School District and IDEA had come to terms about a year and a half ago that IDEA Travis would actually return to or would change to a pre-K through 8th grade campus. So the plan was already to serve 9th through 12th grade at IDEA Henry, but we were moving into a space where we were going to run our traditional launch, which includes kinder, 1st and 2nd, and then 6th grade, and then scale, with the inclusion of that service of the high school students.
Now, part of the approval, the vote to terminate the partnership, was that IDEA must vacate the premises by June 1st. Do you guys have an exit plan already?
It's less than 24 hours after that motion was made and the timeline set. I would just offer that there's a lot that goes on in operating a campus. And so there's probably going to need to be some discussions around the timing that they would seek, because there is a lot of instructional resources, a lot of furniture, and we've moved countless portables onto that campus over the course of the last years. When we started serving that campus, there were only 683 students. It's moved to 1,275. In order to operate that campus and serve those students, we had to move portables on. So it's going to take time to essentially pull all of that, investment out, and yet it's not about the investment for us. It's about the long-term commitment that we have here in the Permian Basin. We talk about what Henry's going to do. What Henry's going to do is it's becoming a fixture. IDEA is going to be a part of the education landscape here in the Permian Basin for a long time, probably in perpetuity, because we recognize that there's a need, a demand from our families. We have a tremendous number of families that are existing on a wait list for our campuses in Odessa, IDEA Travis, and IDEA Henry. And so we've got a demand from the community that says, we choose IDEA. We want you to serve our students. And we're going to rise to that occasion and do what we can to accommodate as many students and staff members that exist in IDEA Travis.
Again, IDEA Travis is not a Senate Bill 1882 partnership with MISD, but it will be based in Midland. Do you think this decision to terminate IDEA Travis would strain the relationship with IDEA and MISD going forward?
I think that if I were to say strained relationship going forward, the relationship will just be what it is. We won't be working, I would say, in a partnership, but we exist in the same education landscape. And so naturally, I've known Dr. Howard for a number of years. I have a tremendous level of respect for her. And I imagine that we will continue to have some level of coordination.
And given you guys have less than 2 months to sort of pack your things out of the Travis campus, will this be a distraction for the students as we end the school year?
I think that's as far as serving as a distraction for our students at IDEA Travis, I would suggest that that probably gives me the greatest level of concern, is the level of impact, the uncertainty, the anxiety that our students and staff may experience as a result of this. It's at a really critical point in the academic year. We're in the midst of state testing. And so, this has had an impact on the focus of many on that campus and pulled it away from that which matters the most, and that's serving students and improving student outcomes. So there is a level of concern, but again, we are moving into a space with our focus being on how do we stabilize, how do we offer the support that our students, that our families, and our staff need.
And Dr. Cottrill, when it comes to stabilization, I want to give you the platform as my last question to send a message to parents who are concerned that the boat has been rocked for the last month, ending the school year and going forward, what this means for IDEA.
It'll change the operations at that location. But again, what I would offer is that I don't anticipate there to be a tremendous level of impact on IDEA here in the Permian Basin. We've got IDEA Lopez, IDEA Yukon in Odessa. We have IDEA Henry that's launching in this fall in Midland. And I would anticipate that we probably have a few future sites that will be mapping out and planning for future years.
Dr. Cottrill, thank you so much for your time. And thank you guys for joining us here tonight. MISD will host a special meeting on April 28th for solutions regarding the Travis campus.